recently came back to me. It was on exhibit at the Guild for their yearly New England Regional Juried Show, and it was to my great surprise that it won the silver medal. I was shocked. I'll insert a little clip here.
Caress the fine and intricate lace details in the fabric of the gown. This award goes to Katie Swatland for the Palantír. What's the last day? I have a beautiful silver medal for you as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
It was a really fun show and award ceremony. There was even a panel I got to join and share stories about art and creativity, and it was just a really wonderful experience. But she's back home now, and I thought it might be fun to share a little bit more about this painting and the significance of this character. This is a painting. This is one of the first paintings that came to be in the Alchemy Visions collection. It was one of the first pieces I was exploring light and how I could play with light with naturally reflective materials. Like her bodice is all made of mica, and there's some gold leaf in the Palantír she holds, and pieces of glass in the background. But she is a great reflector of light and a great activator of the imagination, and that is at the core of what this Alchemy Visions collection is, and I'll get more into that as the weeks go on. I had missed her, so I'm glad that she's back with the collection. She's one of the foundational pieces that the collection is based on, and one of the very first ones to come to life. Yeah, I also thought it would be fun to share with you how I put together to put her on display. When I was doing the Alchemy Visions collection, there was a point where I was getting a collection of paintings together, and this room used to look a lot different, and there was a lot of display easels and different ways to show the paintings, but there was so much earth in these paintings and connection with nature that it just did not feel right to display them on the easels that, say, the Prelude collection went with. So I had gone out, I started collecting rocks and driftwood from the beach. Maybe I'll insert a clip here. Those were fun days, and I felt that they were better displayed with these natural elements, and they in a way became part of the art and part of these sculptural pieces that surround this collection. And most of these paintings behind me are studies that I did in preparation for the large 4 by 8 feet canvases that make up the 4 pillars, and I'll explain that more in another video. And there are 3 that remain that I've been working on to finish, and I refer to those as the remaining 3. If you follow me on Instagram, you will notice that I reference the remaining 3 often. I'm still working on them, and they've been a journey to complete, and I've been learning a lot from them, and I didn't want to rush them, so I've been working on them when I can and when it feels right too. And I stopped putting pressure on when they would be finished. There were some other paintings that I had to do in parallel with them, and I think actually doing that has helped me figure out how those paintings were complete. Just a brief little history about the Alchemy Visions. I started this collection at a point in my life where I had studied painting for about 15 years, and I had spent so many hours and so many years looking outward to other artists, living and those that have passed. Spent a lot of time in museums studying paintings and learning why those artists made the choices that they did. And I dove into a lot of the technical aspects of painting. I wanted to really understand how to apply paint and how to create beautiful texture, and how to make the most out of oil paint to make it glow based on the various grounds that you use. And I'd spent so much time getting in the technical part and painting from life, studying nature, studying how others solved problems, that I felt very far away from that girl who, after engineering school, just wanted to learn everything she could about painting, and why I wanted to pick up a brush in the first place. And I wanted to get back to that. I wanted to shut out all the outside influence, and I wanted to just sit with myself, and I wanted to see what would come. And I started painting these paintings, and as I was painting them, I had no intention of calling them the Alchemy Visions collection. I really wasn't even sure what I was exploring. I just allowed myself to follow what I really felt passionate about, and what got me up in the morning and got me excited, and I dove into things that helped me learn things about who I was and what this experience of being alive is. And it started this very almost mystical interaction with light. And I started to see light and think about light in a different way than I ever had before. And that was really exciting, because I had really dove into light and even understanding the physics behind light. There's a whole chapter in the book that I wrote, Alla Prima 2 Companion, that talks about the importance of understanding the physics behind light and how that can help when expressing light in terms of paint. And even after that, I felt that there was still so much that I didn't know. And I still feel that way. I still feel there's a lot of light and ways to interact with light that I want to explore. And so that was the basis of this collection, and still is, and really is at the heart. And this woman represents that. She is a great reflector of light. She is a great activator of the imagination. I feel that when we are free to create, anything is possible. So I didn't want to put any restrictions around this collection. I have had some self-imposed restrictions of wanting it complete, and the paintings are telling me something else, and I need to honor that process. But I was really excited to share this painting in Boston at the Guild, and that was a really fun experience. I feel like these paintings really take on a life once they begin to be released into the outside world, and they have interactions with other people and other artists and other creators. And I feel like her story is just beginning. A lot of these paintings in these Alchemy Visions collection, they were kind of like equations, where I had like a couple known values or known characteristics that, and I built the whole painting around them, and their stories came more into focus as I began painting them. And I'll explain that more, what I mean by that. But for now, I'll just say that they came in pieces and fragments, and I kind of I leaned into that, and I explored that, and that's when these characters started to come. And I learned a lot about them as I was painting them, but even more so, they're still telling me. I don't want to say telling me things, because it sounds like, I can hear voices in my mind, but they're still showing me lessons, and they're showing me their purpose. And I think they're going to, and they're showing more of their story. They're unfolding more of their story. And I'm not really sure it's my job to tell the full story. I think it's my job to bring them into this realm through paint, and allow their stories to unfold. So one of the hopes that I have in sharing these paintings is that more of their stories, their full story, will be revealed. Yeah. So now, not sure if any of this is making sense. Yeah, so I have some fun clips of when I was putting this room together, of when I was putting her on display, and let's watch that now. really hope you enjoyed being in the studio with me this evening and learning about some of the paintings and seeing how the light reflects off in the evening hours. I think there's a different feeling of them in the evening than in the morning, and I'll continue to share that. There was a full moon this week, and I made sure to go out and visit her as she rose over the ocean, and I'll share a little bit with that. I'll share a little bit of that with you now, and I wish you well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or morning, depending on what time of day you are watching this. I really appreciate you being here. Please leave a comment to say hello, press like, hit the subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm and helps me be able to continue to create these videos. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'll see you next week. May you always be reminded of the nurturing nature of the creative spirit. For it is the true source from which this mystery of life unfolds, offers infinite possibilities, and is the very thing that makes us curious and sparks imagination. May you venture forth to discover and marvel and wonder, with curiosity cloaked in playfulness, for all elements, expansive, grounding, and reflective.